Hey everybody, welcome back to Grit and Grind. So this intro is a little bit different than my normal intros. My dad is working on backfilling a house for a gentleman and grading off his yard. Um, so I was there this morning, came home because I have stuff to do this afternoon, and he just called me about 20 minutes ago and said, I have two stumps. They're probably between 2 and 3 foot apiece because my dad's not the best at measuring. Uh, but we're going to go there and knock them out for this gentleman. So, my only concern with this job is it's very rocky, the conditions that they have there, and he's right on a hill. So, we'll see what we're about to get into, and we'll see how big they truly are when we get there. But we'll be there in a couple of minutes. We are under a time crunch. They're calling for rain here in a little bit. Whether it actually will or not, I'm not sure. And I still have stuff to do later. So we're filming this in the car, kind of at a quick last minute change of plans. Hey everybody, just wanted to jump in here and say what you can't tell on camera is that we are at a decent angle right here, and my grinder is actually pitched downwards and it's slowly creeping into that stump, so I'm actually trying to take more of a bite than I normally would. Not intentionally, again, just because the incline that we have here. And also, these teeth are getting dull. I do need to replace a few, and I also need to sharpen these, but this job wasn't planned. It was really, truly last minute. Just wanted to jump in here again and say we're only surface grinding these because this right here is probably going to get covered in at least 8 inches of dirt as we regrade and reslope the existing lawn. So all of these stumps only had to be surface ground. Jumping in again here to say those two chunks that are kind of split off and facing the camera, you want to be really careful when grinding those that they don't actually fly out and hit anything. They were attached pretty good, so unless I grabbed a saw out and cut these, there wasn't going to be an easy way for me to remove these without grinding through them. So I took a chance here, but really it's something you want to be very careful of when you're grinding. So I didn't give much explanation, but all he needed was those surface ground down so he could reslope this. So this existing grade here has to come down and taper off into the edge here. And we're just going around trying to fill this in, build this edge off, but that's what we were hired to do. We got it done. So on to the next one. We did it before the rain. That's my dad continuing to work here, but I am gone. So guys, if you like this kind of content, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, share it. Also, let me know what else you guys want to see. I'll do whatever kind of content you want me to make. I like doing things that people enjoy. So tell me what you want to see. We're going to get the grinder loaded up. And like I said, on to the next one. Here's a couple videos popping up on the screen now.